you doing? Eric,
Hi.
I'll be your therapist. And just to get started really quick, I wanted to run through a few things so you can know what to expect. Um, so I will be a therapist. I'm a marriage and family therapist in training. So what that entails is a supervisor that will come and supervise me bi-weekly, just for supervision hours. Do you have any questions about that?
No, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, so let's go through the like the risk and the possible benefits. So benefits would include learning to cope, having building coping strategies uh, through our treatment or my treatment to you, and also the possibilities of breaking certain patterns, behavior patterns, and thought patterns that are harmful for you. But also, I think some of the risks could include um, some emotional distress, which, I don't know if you need me to go in further detail with that, but that's definitely a risk when you're dealing with the treatment. Is there any questions you have
Uh,
about that? Or?
no, thank you for the
Okay.
explanation.
So let's get to payment. Payment. Payment will be taken care of by my office. Um, that will be taken care of before you get into session with me. And whatever methods of payment are fine, but you're going to be dealing with the people that are experts in with those type of things before you step into session with me. So one-on-one, that won't happen between us. And if there's an emergency, you need to contact me. You need a session. We're gonna have a few degrees of separation, so you're gonna want to contact my hotline, and they will get in touch with me, and we can set up a time and place that's appropriate to have session. Do you have any questions about that?
Um, would I not be able to reach out directly to you? I mean, like if we build a strong relationship or rapport, I mean, could I not just get your information and reach you directly?
Sure, that's a good question. So, um, direct lines of communication can kind of blur the relationship we have with therapist and client. So, as a precaution, I don't want to build any dual relationships. I want to keep it strictly therapist and client. So, I try to make it clear that there's one line of communication. We keep everything off a professional standpoint. So, we won't risk that possible or that possibility of a relationship that becomes dual. I think also a lot of people ask about social media. I have a strict social media policy where I don't follow my clients, even if we tend to become maybe friendly and they, you or I might have a sense of friendship that we building outside of just our uh, proposed relationship, which is again therapist client, then I would likely propose a referral because I don't want to blur the lines between this important relationship because this is my priority. And I'm sure as well as yours because you're here seeking care, correct? So, do you have any questions about that and that policy, or just why I would, you know,
I mean,
enact
what
the
if
policy?
we're able to have that balance in our relationship in both ways? I mean, I've seen other therapists do that with their clients, or like, you don't think we?
Sure. That's a great question. I know that that's a possibility for other therapists. I choose to draw that boundary and that line in the sand, into not becoming friends or very friendly outside of session with my clients. I think it kind of quells your objectivity towards your client and vice versa. You towards my therapist or the therapist, which would be me. So I think for some it works, but for me, that's one of my boundaries. Unfortunately, is I tend to believe it's not best for you, which that's a priority, in helping helping you deal with whatever issues or what we need to deal with in session. So no, I know it works for other people, but that's one of my fine, clear boundaries. And I also want to say during this session we're doing today, we want to make it clear what boundaries we have before we enter this treatment and care. So if you have any clear boundaries as to what you would like from me or what you feel comfortable with, you know, I reached out and shook your hand earlier. I don't know, I probably should ask if that was a boundary. Some people don't like to really break a touch barrier. So this time now is very important that you ask as many questions as possible, but also make it clear what your boundaries are in this sense, and so you can see, you know, what to be expected, and I can know what to expect from you, so we don't, you know, have that issue in the future. So is there any boundaries that you want to make clear now, or? No. Okay, no issues. So lastly, I want to say, so obviously we have a strict confidentiality agreement, where what's said in these sessions in the confinement of our therapeutic exercises are strictly for my ears and eyes only. I will take notes and have some things recorded, but again, that's strictly just for me. There are a few exceptions, which would be child abuse, harming you, or you relaying to me that you plan on harming someone else. In those cases, I would be legally obligated and ethically obligated to alert the appropriate authorities or whoever, you know, depending on what the case may be. And also, if there's an open case involving you and I've been subpoenaed to stand and be in the court of law, I would have to definitely succumb to that. So outside of those exceptions, that this is going to be definitely confident. So is there any other questions you have so that we can make clear what to expect here in sessions?
No.
Okay. Well, this is a great first meeting. I thought hopefully we built a little bit of rapport, and hopefully the next session will be great. And if you have any other questions that come up, please feel free to ask, because again, we want to make clear what we're here for, and I want you to know what to expect, right? And also I want to know what to expect as far as interventions that would make sense, family history, all those things that we'll dig into later, but I want to know what you're comfortable with, and I want you to know what I'm comfortable with. So yeah, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.